What's up, guys? Welcome back to our channel. My name's Andrew, and today we're coming at you with some Kentucky Derby inspired cocktails. First of which is going to be your classic mint julep. We're also going to include one gin-based cocktail, one vodka-based cocktail that are Kentucky Derby inspired. Hopefully these recipes make it into your next Derby watch party. The first cocktail that we are going to make is going to be the mint julep. Now, this cocktail has been around almost as long as the old fashioned, and similarly to the old fashioned, it's got a pretty hefty bourbon backbone. We're gonna start by grabbing our julep cup and placing 4 to 5 mint leaves. Now, the mint is obviously the kind of staple ingredient in the mint julep. I mean, it's in the name. And we're gonna add a little bit of simple syrup on top of the mint leaves and give it just a gentle muddle. We're adding just about a teaspoon, maybe a little bit more. And we're gonna grab the muddler and we're gonna softly press down on the mint leaves. Be careful not to tear these. We really want to keep the mint leaves intact, and what we're trying to do is really just push the oil into the simple syrup itself. Next, we're gonna be adding 2 ounces of bonded bourbon. After that, we're gonna be adding a little bit of crushed ice. Don't fill your cup all the way. We need to give it a quick stir, and what we're looking for is to get this glass a little bit frosty on the outside. You can really feel it with your finger, but we're just kind of mixing everything up. We don't need to pull the mint to the top of the mix or anything like that. Just getting the ice, the bourbon, and the sugar to really mix together before we top it off with more crushed ice. You'll notice that I'm packing it in a little bit, and the goal is to really get this in here so that it holds its shape and keeps the drink really cold and keep it from melting a little bit. The denser we can make it, the slower it'll melt. Next, I'm gonna grab 4 mint sprigs, pretty hefty amount. Tear the bottoms off, and I'm gonna kind of pull these mint sprigs together to create a mini bouquet. And after that, I'm just gonna shove it down one side of the julep cup. Don't be afraid to handle this cocktail with a little bit of aggression. It's what it's gonna take to get the mint to stick in there with the ice. But you can already see just on the sides of the cup here, it's starting to frost over. The mint looks really refreshing. All the ice on top lets you know that it's really cold, and it's perfect to be enjoying on a hot day while watching a horse race. Next up, we've got the Break Maiden. This is a cocktail that is Kentucky Derby inspired, named after the novice horses or the horses that are racing for their first time. So starting off, I've got my cocktail glass here. You can kind of see it's actually even similar to a julep cup. We're gonna start by adding 1 ounce of our dry gin. We can add this straight into the cocktail glass. There's not gonna be any shaking or stirring with this cocktail either, just built right in the glass. Next, cocktail SHRUB. We're gonna be adding 1 ounce of that as well. Now, SHRUB is a vinegar-based cocktail ingredient, similar to maybe a cocktail syrup, but much more vinegar than there is sugar. So next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna use our apricot liqueur. We're gonna add just a skosh, and that's gonna be about 1/4 ounce. Mix that in with the cocktail SHRUB and the dry gin. After that, we're gonna add just a touch more sweetener, another 1/4 ounce of simple syrup. Simple syrup is exactly that. It is simple, equal parts granulated sugar and water. Last but not least, a little bit of dry apple cider, preferably something that's alcoholic. Typically, these dry ciders are a little bit lower ABV, but if you want to just stick with sparkling apple juice, that's fine as well. And then similar to the julep, we're going to be topping it off with crushed ice. This one does require a little bit of just a stir, just to make sure that everything's kind of mixed together. Sometimes you can even use a swizzle stick if you've got one of those at home, but I'm just going to use the bar spoon and top it off with more ice. And like I said, just like the julep, we are going to use some mint. I don't need to use the full mint bouquet like I did on the last drink, and then just lightly add it to the top of your drink. So there you got it. There's the Break Maiden. And last but not least, the Fillie Buck. Now, this cocktail is going to be a vodka-based cocktail using a little bit of raspberry liqueur, lemon juice, and ginger beer. I like to typically use a vodka that allows the other ingredients in the cocktail to really show off. We're gonna add 1 ounce of RIEGER'S vodka to the glass, followed by 1/2 ounce of Framboise. This is a raspberry liqueur. Again, we're just pouring straight into the cocktail glass itself. After that, fresh lemon juice. And to balance out that lemon juice, a little bit of simple syrup. In the previous two cocktails, we stirred everything up with the spoon and added some ice. I'm not really looking to make this glass as ripping cold as those last two cocktails, so I'll be able to just go ahead and pour approximately 2 ounces of ginger beer in the cocktail and top it off with crushed ice. The garnish on this one's gonna be a little bit of a lemon wheel, and you guessed it, there is a touch of mint. A beautiful, refreshing, effervescent cocktail with a little ginger spice and some bright raspberry notes. So there you have it, 3 Kentucky Derby inspired cocktails covering a wide variety of spirits. If you're around the distillery or Kansas City on May 6th, we will be having a Kentucky Derby watch party, and we would love for you to join us. And if you all love this video and want to see more, hit the like and subscribe button below. My name's Andrew, and I'll see you next time. Peace.